guys, welcome back to another episode where I will be covering how to twist your hank of yarn into a pretty little skein of yarn that you can use for whatever you want. I covered it a little bit in my last video, but I figured I would make a video dedicated specifically to this. Something that I learned from another YouTuber and found it very helpful, and her video was really great. So I will try and recreate that as best I can for you guys. It's a really great way to store your yarn. It makes it really easy to use in the future to wind up into a ball. If you guys are wondering what is behind me as well, this was our kitchen. If you go back to the last video, we were dyeing some yarn in the kitchen. All of our lower cabinets are now gone. We are redoing the floor. I actually have the tile that we're putting down into the floor. It is 4 of these make a pattern, and that pattern is gorgeous. It's gonna look so good. I'm so excited. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first, you are going to want to have your yarn in this form, which is called a hank. I have mine tied with a piece of cotton. You can always get your yarn and you can wrap it into this form first, finding the middle, and then you want to separate it out. I always stretch it a little bit because you never know where there's a crease or where there's a twist. So as you can see, I'm just taking it and pulling it, and then I rotate and move a little bit so you can see there's a crease here from where it was hanging. Just try and get that out as best you can. Awesome. I'm gonna cut this little guy. All right, so with a pair of scissors, you're gonna cut this. I'm actually gonna save the piece of cotton. I always save all of my scraps. Alrighty, so holding it like so, almost like you're shooting a little pretend gun. You want it between your index and middle finger, and then back around your thumb. And then on the other side, you can either just put one finger in and twist it through. No tools required. That will get the job done. However, I find it easier, I use a knitting needle. So what we got going on here? There we go. And I will just twist it, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome. Now I did 20 here because I know that's how many this can take. Around 18, it starts to feel really tight. I can feel the tension. You always want to go 1 or 2 more than what you feel like it possibly could go. Now, taking your elbow, you want to stick your yarn there, fold it in half. Taking these 2 fingers, you are going to pinch it here. Pull this out. Make sure it's even. Usually you want to make sure that you have the perfect middle. Fold this over, and then you would let go and let it twist. This one twisted a little early on me, but that's all right. Now I've got some ends here that I am going to end up tucking through, but this is what it will look like. You'll have a nice little twist. This makes it really easy to store on a shelf. It makes them easy to stack, and it doesn't take up a ton of space. So there you go, guys. It is a perfectly little twisted skein of yarn. Makes it very easy to stack them, store them, put them in a suitcase, whatever you're gonna do. And when you're ready to use it, you just pop this off over, just like the last step that we did, and it will come back into a hank, which you can then unroll from the middle, inside out, and twist into a cake of yarn for your knitting, crocheting uses. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another one.